Hello, good morning, good afternoon. Let's talk about business blogging for client attraction. This has been kind of top of my list for a while because I get a lot of questions about it. I write a lot of blogs, and in case you didn't know, my name is Jen Phillips April with Right Words Marketing, and I've probably written about 2,000 blog posts over the last 10 years or so. I've written 300 posts just in skincare. I realized that the other day. And I've written, I know that I've averaged around four a month for one particular client for 5 years. So I've written a lot of posts. So I write in a variety of industries too. Pets is a big one. So I write a lot for dog walkers and pet walkers and veterinarians and the pet industry, but also other client services. And of course, I write for myself. So I want to talk about client attraction and blogging because I get a lot of questions over the years. People go, I need to be blogging. And first of all, I always say, well, take a deep breath and let's ask about why you think you need to be blogging. Do you need to be blogging? Because it's a viable question. There are lots of ways to market, and blogging is not for everyone. However, there are benefits, of course, of blogging, which is why people want to blog or think they want to blog. Benefits are you can bring more people to your website through search engine optimization. Blogging puts new, fresh content on your website, which helps bring the spiders, search engine spiders, to you, and so that they will see what what you're putting out, what you're doing. It also establishes you as someone who's knowledgeable, so a subject matter expert. It gives you topics to be able to send to a potential client and say, oh, love talking to you today. I know we discussed X, Y, and Z. Here's a post I wrote on that, and send them the link. That just establishes your credibility. It shows you as being helpful if your blog posts are helpful and useful. So let's talk a little bit about, I have a couple of statistics there too. Oh, hey, Pip, how are you? And if you have questions, please drop them in the comments below because I would love to answer those. I have a couple of statistics on blogging for you. And this is actually, okay, this is not a statistic, but blog posts can increase your traffic over time. Like I wrote a post a while ago about cornerstone content, which is a term from Copyblogger. And cornerstone content is that concept. It's like basically your core content. So like processes could be there, big topics that are a key piece of your business. If you write, 4 or 5 or 10 blog posts around them, that can form your cornerstone, if you will, of your website, your blog. And you can make reference to those posts over time. And those can build in traffic over time. So like, let's say you wrote this post 5 years ago, you might find that's still getting as much traffic, you know? Thanks, Pip. That thing can still be bringing you huge amounts of traffic. So, don't overlook the estimation of the possibilities of how blogging one time can be bringing you traffic for years to come. If you think about it in the correct way, if you think about it as being really helpful, if you write the post in a super awesome, valuable, putting out lots of content kind of way, or not putting out lots of content, but putting out good and useful content. So I always talk about thinking about your reader. What is it they have? What questions do they have? What are they going to ask themselves if you're writing a post? And here's what I have found over and over again with a lot of my clients is that they have gotten stuck. Like if I'm working with them and helping them create blog posts, like they're going to write them, but they need a little guidance. A lot of times they're getting stuck, and they're still in that space of I'm not really sure how to get started. So here's my process, and I have this outline, and I can share this with you. And it is thinking about who you're talking to, who's your reader, right? Are they advanced, or are they beginners? Where are they coming from? How much knowledge do they already have about the subject? What is it you want them to accomplish after they finish reading the post? What do you want them to feel like? What do you want them to do next? Do you want them to download something? What is it you want them to do? And then come up with 3 to 5 different how-tos, if you will, that you can include in the post. So I just created my first Skillshare course, yay, and it's all about blogging, and it's really geared towards beginner bloggers. And it asks these questions, and it walks you through this process, and it's really about answering those questions. So, and in that and in that course, I create a how-to, like let's do a how-to title, like how to write a blog post, for example, which I actually wrote that blog post a while back, and it is one of my highest searched blogs. So, it's a very simple title, but sometimes it doesn't need to be whiz bang if it's getting its point across and it's connecting with your potential reader. So how to write a blog post. Now I could include how to write a blog post for pet sitters, or how to write a blog post for real estate agents, or how to write a blog post for therapists. I think you get the picture. I am, Pip asked if I'm on my phone. I am not on my phone. I am on my computer. I'm on my laptop. Pip, then I have an external webcam. Um, so that's kind of how I walk people through that process. And if you outline it, and if you think like, oh my gosh, I don't want to outline, because people have these, like, I don't know, horrified thoughts of English class or something sometimes. So it's not like, it doesn't have to be that formal, but if you just write it down, it's really, really powerful. Just write it down. Think of 3 to 5 how-tos you can include. How to write a blog post, how to do whatever it is you're trying to write about, you want to write about. Who is your reader? What level are they? And what do you want them to do next? Because you're going to include a link in there, right? You're going to include some kind of call to action at the end where you ask them to, hey, sign up to receive the rest of my blog posts, or go here and read this, or download this to find out more. Like, that's the process, and you always want to be thinking about that process. And you can draw this out if you're a mind mapping kind of a person. You could just draw a mind map. And I have like a million pieces of paper on my desk, and let me see if I can do a mind map for you really quickly here, just to show you in case you don't know what I mean. There's software that does this, but I found it frankly far too confusing. You put your central core idea in the middle, and then you just do these little guys around the side, right? Can you see that? It's kind of blurred. There you go. So your blog post title in the middle, or your topic, and then you can go all around the sides, and whatever your topic is going to be. So just brainstorming, taking that 15 minutes and doing that could be really, really awesome. Thanks for being here, Pip. I have a couple of questions from people. I am going to share. Where are my questions? Should your blog be on your website is a question I have. And the answer to that is yes. The whole point, well, one of the points of blogging, there's several points of blogging, but one of the points of blogging is to bring people to your website and to help them to see what it is that you know how to do. So you're setting yourself up as an expert, you're setting yourself up, or if that word bothers you for some reason, you're simply showcasing your knowledge. You're showcasing your knowledge. That's it. So when you showcase your knowledge, you're going to write about something specific. Now, if you give if you give presentations, if you've ever done a class, that is the same process. You can take that information, that knowledge, and distill it into a blog post. One of the other questions I get asked a lot is, how long should the post be? And I mean, there's no right or wrong answer to this. And this is going to sound like, again, could sound like your English class of as long as it needs to be, which if you're like me, I hated that answer when you ask how long the paper should be, right? But it's kind of the same way. If you're just starting, do not stress over the length. That's like the worst thing. That's the silliest thing to stress over. I say aim for 300 to 400 words. You don't want it to be like a sentence unless you're really amazing at haikus or something. But, most people are going to be able to write 300 or 400 words, or really no problem. If you really get stuck in the writing process, you can always speak into your phone and record yourself, and then you can do a transcription service, or you can transcribe it yourself, or get someone to transcribe it for you. It does not have to be a massive endeavor. Talking it through can make it sound very conversational, which can be a really, really, really great and easy way of getting it down, because the goal is to get it down, to get it out there, right? So if you are still watching this, if you just drop an emoji in or a question, that would be awesome. I love that. Another question I get asked a lot is monetizing your blog. How do you monetize your blog? Well, there are lots of ways to do that, but they all start with getting traffic first. So if you don't have many visitors, then you don't need to be really worried about the monetization part until you have the visitors. So concentrate on creating really awesome content that is actually that speaks to your visitors and to what they are looking for, and you're going and then promote it, of course. Don't forget the promotion part of this, because a lot of people, they'll write their blog post, they'll hit publish, and then they'll, maybe post it on Facebook and then kind of go away and forget about it. You really want to be publishing or putting it out a lot of places. So you might distribute it on Twitter, on Facebook, on your Facebook business page, on Facebook, in your group if you have a group, also on LinkedIn, wherever it makes sense for you to be and where you are, where your audience is. You want to be showing up in those places with your posts. A lot of your posts, if they're written in a manner that's what we call as journalist evergreen, meaning it's still current, doesn't go out of fashion, it's not topical, like a current event kind of a thing, then you would want to simply continue to post it. I mean, don't think that, oh, well, I wrote it and I published it and I posted it once, then it's over with. No, don't think about that at all. Put it out again and again and again. People who are serious bloggers who have been doing this for a long time recycle posts. You can put the same post. Especially on Twitter. I mean, if you've ever been on Twitter, you know that it moves as fast as lightning. And I mean, the rate that someone's going to see it there is, they have to really be there in the moment, or they're probably not going to see it. So my gosh, you could be putting it on Twitter multiple times in a week, the same post. In fact, I would schedule the times different, like in the morning, in the evening, and afternoon, that kind of thing. But then you can put it out again in a couple of months. It's not like it's a one-time, one and done thing. It's one of the biggest mistakes I see people making, and then going, why are my posts not getting read? If you have a great post, put it out there. Put it out there. And if you have a local business, like if you are really going to benefit tremendously from blogging. If you're like some kind of a contractor, if you're a therapist, like a physical, like a traditional, mental health therapist sees people in real life in their office, like that kind of thing is really helpful for blogging. Because not many people in your space are doing it. I mean, as a copywriter, I mean, lots of people are blogging. Writer is part of that, right? So that's more difficult. It's a more crowded environment. But boy, if you're in that local space, and you can blog regularly for a bricks and mortar location, yeah, you're going to do really well, because why? Your competitors are not doing it. So, but real quick, let me run through monetization of the blog. And hold on a second, I'm closing this door. There we go. Monetization of the blog there are three major ways. One is affiliate marketing. So if you're selling something, like you're selling someone else's product. This happens a lot in software. So for example, let's say I'm selling a WordPress theme. There are paid WordPress themes. I could sell WordPress themes, and then I have a special link that indicates that that's my WordPress theme. And here you can sign up here, and if you buy it, then I get a percentage of it. You see this with Amazon. You could sign up to be an affiliate with Amazon, and if you sell the book, then you get whatever you get. It's usually, a few cents from the book. So if bigger ticket items are like big, like software and things like that. Big courses can be a good affiliate marketing technique. But again, you have to have traffic, you have to have an audience. So let me think. Oh, of course, clients. That's the number one way of blogging, right? So client attraction. Again, you're showcasing your experience, you're showcasing your knowledge, and you're giving something of value that helps people see, oh, so-and-so really knows what they're talking about. And I think I want to work with her. And you can also, of course, sell courses or products right off of your website. In the old days, we used to do ads. I mean, some people still do them, but they're not as useful anymore. I used to sell ads on my very first site. I don't know, maybe a few $100s a year off of different people. And I probably could charge more, but I didn't really know what to charge. But it's not, for many people, it's not really like the biggest revenue source anymore. And then AdSense, of course, used to be huge, but I made money off AdSense for years, and I still occasionally get a check from them, but I wouldn't recommend that as your as a big monetary source. Now, those are the Google ads that show up on your website. So I hope that's helpful. I'm going to wrap this up. I've been on here for 15 minutes now. Drop me a note in the comments below. I do have this new course out. I'm really excited by it. It's the Skillshare course. It's my first Skillshare course. There will be more, but this one is on blogging. It's really geared towards people who are not real proficient bloggers yet. And we talk about how to come up with different topic ideas, how to structure your posts, like actually creating the outline and structuring it so you get it done. And I would love to know more about how I can help you in that arena because, well, I've been blogging for a long time and I've written a lot of posts, and so let me know what questions you have about it. And I will drop the link to the Skillshare course here in the comments. So if you want to click on that, that will actually give you, I think they're going to give you a free month. Well, they will give you a free month of Skillshare, and then you can get access to to my course, of course, as well as with 10,000 other courses. So it's a really great deal. If you're not familiar with Skillshare, there's this online learning platform. They have 10,000 different courses on there at any time. So there's plenty to learn and a lot of good instructors. So thank you. I look forward to seeing you again. Bye.